Tell me about 3.0 because I don't know a ton. I know you guys have been developing it for a while, but tell me how the development's been going and what the plans are going forward.
Okay, so wait, MCST or this ship tree?
This ship tree. Let's do this ship tree.
Alright, so this is Vanilla Revamp version 3. So what is currently in the Star Wars game right now is Revamp version 2. The goal of Revamp was to essentially, how do I explain this? Just make the ship tree more balanced overall and make it fun at the same time. The thing with Revamp 2 though is I only focused on balance more than anything just because of the years of imbalanced ships that we've dealt with. So some ships didn't turn out to be fun, like Speedster and X3. So version 3, I decided to add more ships, make the Speedster and X3 more fun and unique, while also trying to keep the ship tree a reasonable size, because there's a lot of unique gameplays in Star Blast, as you can probably find in MCSD version 2 that you played earlier. But some gameplays are just not for randoms. Pain in the ass to play, like the one that you were playing there with the firewall.
Yeah.
Or shooting out of its side.
I like it. It's just so hard. It's just like maybe like a little buff or something. But yeah, I see.
That one is like you have to dive forward, turn sideways, and shoot your entire burst, and it'll do a lot of damage.
Sure. Oh, that makes sense. Like storing up.
Yeah. So this is basically the extension of Revamp version 2, and I'm going to try to get this in the game. This has been tested quite a lot. Probably the most tested ship tree I've done so far.
Leader 1, where are you?
Pardon?
Leader 1, where are you?
Currently coming north towards you guys.
Oh, that's yellow team. I should probably get away from yellow team.
I don't know. We're not. I'm just worried about them. All right, I'm gonna mine you up because I'm worried they're gonna dump you.
Okay. That's this.
Hey, chicken. Is Vanguard still?
Oh, so is Vanguard what? Sorry.
Is Vanguard still terrible? Like.
No. So basically, what I've done to what's different between this ship tree and Revamp version 2 is that I've actually buffed T3s, actually T2s to T5s.
Nice.
So that the power gaps aren't as extreme, which will hopefully make it easier in normal games to catch up if one team gets ahead.
Nice. I really like that too. That was one of my big complaints about 2.0 was me and the Inferno Squadron tried to flip once, and we found that the Pulse Fighter was just completely inadequate, unlike what it used to be, to win really hard
in general.
Yeah.
Vanilla has always been like that.
But I think it was especially prevalent in 2.0, so I really appreciate you focusing on that in 3.0.
I didn't touch it at all in 2.0.
Right, but like I'm saying you increased the power of T6s a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Especially the speed.
Up the score.
Exactly, yeah. So that was the issue then, that the lower tiers weren't able to quite do the flips that they used to be able to.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that focus on tier 3.
Nerd said,
just
do
all
you
tiers.
all remember Chicken Man interview?
So basically, tier 4 had about 200 mass on average. Tier 5 had 250 mass on average, while T6 had about 400 mass on average.
Ooh.
And that is such a huge difference, because mass is what allows you to control gem pool and make charges and do knockback. But when you have little to mass, it's just, as a team, you're gonna suffer. You'll get easily stomped by the tier ahead of you.
Sure. Yeah.
Want to try to at least minimize the stomping and leave some room for skill to take place.
Yeah, I think
A link.
I remember is that I did a duel where someone played a speedster, I played advanced fighter. Keep in mind, they're in the same tier, just different archetypes. And what happened was that the A speedster had no gem control at all.
Yeah.
That
Zero.
was just a speedster orbiting around advanced fighter.
Yeah, it's just.
That's what happens when you deal 5 trillion damage.
Yeah, when you had to do 150 damage in a single pulse, it's like, what do you expect is gonna happen?
So is there any predicted timeline for 3.0? I know 2.0 took a while, and of course we also have to deal with inactive devs. I know you've talked about Megalodon having access to Gillies, but is there any timeline you think that you have to get this mod out?
Honestly, it's 100% random. It's 2.0 was completely random. We just submitted it one day, and then months later, it just Gil's like, "Yo, guys, I added all the ships. Can you test if it's okay?" I'm just like, "Okie dokie, cool." 8 in the morning while I'm in class studying, like doing a review for final exam.
Sure.
That's great.
That is, yeah. Well, I guess that brings up an interesting topic too, because there is more developers than Gillies, correct? Or is he the main one?
Matamore, but Gil's is the one that really does anything. Matamore, I don't even know if he exists in Star Blast.
Ah.
I just have a question. Who posts?
Effie's here.
Yeah, they're on yellow. But anyways, how do these updates go from being in testing to being put in the game for everyone? Who publishes it?
Who publishes it? That's Gil's. He's the one. So I send the code to him, and then eventually he just publishes it.
How long does it usually take?
How long it's what, sorry?
How long does it take from the publish on average?
Depends when he does it. He can do it all in one day, but that's really, it depends when he wants to do that.
Months to years is what Chicken Ren is saying, according to last time. At least.
Like, it really depends. Like, is he in the mood to update Star Blast once in a century?
We have to ask if he's alive. Is it that bad?
Yeah, you pretty much have to do that. Be like, "Hey, Gills, what's going on with this?" He's like, "Oh, sorry, working on some things. I'll get it done soon."
Soon being several months to a year.
Yeah.
But no, we.
Hopefully before the ship tree, I'm trying to push a 1 update, which is just So right now there's a little problem gimmick in team modes. You don't see it often, but once in the competitive games, there's just these huge bastion chains, and it's just or bastion healing chains, and it's just so difficult to break up, so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, I don't.
It just makes it unfun. So just give healing a nerf. Dime suggested it, so I was just like, yeah, whatever. Healing, it needs to go anyways. It's such a bad mechanic. It confuses noobs.
Well,
it just causes imbalances.
I wouldn't say it's a bad mechanic, but I would say it's highly used incorrectly, or.
Well, here's how bad the mechanic is. It turns the game from a space shooter to sit behind your buddy and just click.
Right.
Yeah, like every game of the night.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's impossible to even balance the mechanic because it's locked to the energy region of the ship.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Gills doesn't want to make any updates, so like make any like huge coding updates. He just wants copy paste content. So really, it's just best to remove healing. But Gills doesn't want to remove healing for some reason. That's a discussion for you to talk to Dimed about. He'll tell you everything about that. But well, no, nerf healing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand with Game of the Night when you have like skilled players, it becomes really annoying. But I think like the idea of healing in general in team mode is, and well, should be relevant. I mean, the way that I first started becoming good, right? Yeah, I really liked the idea of restricting tier 7s from healing. I don't know why that one wasn't implemented, but no, like when I first started playing Star Blast, that became one of my big things, was becoming a healer. Like with the Inferno Squadron, when I first began, I was like our official healer. And so I do think with the noobs, it does have the potential to make them feel more helpful in the game, and really it can change the course of a game having a good healer. But I fully agree that in the more competitive senses, especially with team stacks and with, like you said, bastion chains, I've noticed recently as well, it has become a lot less fun.
Yeah, it needs to be a secondary weapon. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how exactly you'd go about it. I think the one thing I thought of was like what is it? Like arena mod, that one healing ship where you can just place a healing aura.
Oh yeah, Valkyrie.
Yeah, just place one of those, and that would be amazing for the competitive advantage too, like competitive games.
Yep. Yeah, no, agreed. I do not understand though. Do you know why they never just like restricted healing to be tier 1 through 6, not 7? I thought that was the best proposal put forward, in my opinion. Other than, because like for Star Blast people who don't know, they restricted healing like they nerfed it by 50% essentially. Every ship does, you know, say 40 damage, and only 20 of that when they turn healing is actually done as healing. But there was multiple proposals put forward, and one of those included just restricting tier 7s to not being able to heal, even with the possible like 50% healing nerf to the other tiers. I would have loved to have seen
that. Of sorry, I don't remember how I coded this. I cannot do this.
That would make sense. That's kind of my assumption, but
We were going to get we were going to have healing removed and replaced with shield pods, or the shield canisters.
Yeah.
And like self heal instead.
Uh-huh.
Gills literally said, "Sorry, I don't know. I don't remember how to code this. I can't add it to the secondary shot."
That's insane. The fact that
Yeah,
the
so-
modding community is at this point probably better than the developer.
Almost, yeah. Seems that way. Meanwhile, he's working on a game, Music PowerUp, which I don't really see an audience for at the moment. Even though it's not released, usually a game that's worth the work on would have an audience. I'm not exactly sure what his goal is in the end.
Sure.
Like, I want to say, okay, he's doing this for a self-project, but he told a bunch of us that the reason why he stopped working on Starless is because it wasn't making enough money.
Right.
It's like, okay, if money is your goal, then why aren't you making a game that's for a giant audience you have right now called Star Blast? And why aren't you trying to find methods to squeeze money out of us? Because there's a lot of us that want to give money to them.
Oh, there's a lot of
Like,
us.
if you put a bunch of ECP badge packs, like,
Yep.
for example, like you can spend $20 to unlock 10 new badge icons.
Yeah.
People will spend that money.
Oh yeah, me at the forefront. Especially, have you seen Nebula USC's
Yes,
badge? Yeah, like that. 100%. I would be dropping money on that immediately.
Oh yeah, like people would. And it's like, buddy, you got an entire audience of people who's probably gonna throw you a few $1,000s within
yeah.
the year.
I mean, plus,
Why aren't you taking advantage of that?
right. Plus, considering the fact that, I mean, you mentioned to me that other companies had already tried to buy Star Blast. I know Rye offered money, I believe, correct? The fact that he's making enough money off of Star Blast to deny those requests, as in to see like Star Blast still be more profitable in probably several years than what they could offer. Like he's making money, and he definitely has the ability to make more.
Apparently, when it was a bit early, I think like 2018, some company offered like a huge sum of money for Star Wars, and he still denied it.
Yeah, I mean, how active was it in 2019 or 2018? That was before I was on.
All right, sorry, just had to quickly talk to someone.
Nope, good. Were you in the community in 2018?
I was in the community since the Discord server started, pretty much. I started playing the browser version November 28th. The browser version released November 22nd.
Oh,
Something like, I don't know if those are the exact dates. All I remember is at one time when tier 3 was the highest tier.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So do you know, like, was it active in 2018 enough to be making more lucrative sums of money?
Not really, no.
Because I feel like it was less active. I feel like it was like 2020, 2021 when IS was at his peak, that and other clans were at their peak, that was really the most active time, my memory.
That was indeed the most active moment, like 2020 to 2022. But it started dying off like maybe end of winter in 2021 because there was just so many dang stacks in the game.
Yeah, yep.
Like it was bad. I couldn't even jump into like a 3 a.m. game without having a group of 10 people spamming auto healing. And honestly, you know what? It's not
partly
bad.
the fault of FE.
Like stacks, sure, whatever. But if they're just doing it in the most boring way possible, then like, yeah, it's just not fun at all.
Well, the other issue is, I mean, the way you mention it, like, and I've talked with Europe community leaders and Europe clans, and the reason why Europe is so active is solely because of stacks. Like, there is a clan that stacks, and then there's a clan that counter stacks. Like, that's just how it works, and that's what keeps everybody so, like, addicted to the game. Constantly being ready to, like, you know, jump into a game. The same with EVE Online. Like, I've heard people who play EVE Online, they're like, yeah, like, once we control our territory, you know, we have people in Discord server, like, waiting 24/7 to be able to defend if something happens.
Yeah, like,
and so
we need that clan drama again. Because it used to be like G4 versus RR versus Team GG, and then you had LAF in it, and then you guys got swooped into it at the time. And oh my gosh, so much happened. There was so much drama, I can't even keep track of it. The next archive building where we archived a bunch of like screenshots of this drama.
Yeah.
It couldn't keep up. It was perfect. People were so active, and then yeah, eventually it just died off.
Well, part of the issue for IS, like the reason why I pulled us out of the entire clan drama and stacking issue, and one of our rules since the beginning has been, you know, no stacking. Part of that was just because of the toxicity that it did bring to Star Blast. Like, yes, it brought a lot of content and a lot of people that were online, you know, all the time, but it really did bring a lot more toxicity too, which is hard for new players. I mean, you see constantly. I mean, look at Kat. Kat's a prime example. I mean, she's always a solo player in survival, and every single day, I like without fail, almost every time she plays survival, all I see is her complaining about the stacks in Europe. And so it does, while it is good for people that are in a clan, I do feel it brings detriment to the community as a whole, especially new players.
That's why I'm in favor of basically just a few more changes to this game that would make it easier for new players to learn. One of them is removing that stupid tutorial and putting some sort of infographic at least.
Even a video, even a video.
Even a video, yeah. But more of an infographic. Literally just PNGs for the developers to post on the main menu. Here's how to play, blah, 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 blah.
Chicken Man, help.
Wait, I thought you were recording this whole thing for you.
I am.
Oh, well, I thought we couldn't use the voice chat to communicate anymore.
No, we can.
So, yeah, another thing too, it's like, okay, where was it going? Right, so first off, you have like some sort of way to communicate to new players how to play the game, the little tricks and tips and tricks they can use. Encourage them to join the Discord or the Reddit.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
What do you thoughts?
Post in there like, watch
Well,
out for
Reddit is
these
fickle,
exist.
so maybe.
Yeah, Reddit is.
I think
extreme.
one more important thing too is to advertise that this game is kind of difficult.
Got a high skill ceiling. What are your thoughts on an in-game chat? I know I've seen Java Redstone, one of the old mods in Inferno Squadron, as well as I believe NanoRay has created sort of like informal in-game chat. Your thoughts on that?
One problem with that, right, is it's a feature that needs to be moderated.
Yeah.
And it's ideal to not have features that need to be moderated. My philosophy is if it's something that needs to be moderated, then it's crap. And it's a crap feature.
Right. Yeah, I fully understand that.
I'll go ahead and say like one thing I really want to happen is disabling collisions between teammates. Just to end that stupid sandbagging and all the balancing issues that come with it, because it is such a pain in the butt to balance ships and try to consider that people can sandbag and completely ruin the game.
For new players yeah, for new players to find what you mean by sandbag.
Yeah. So imagine like you're 100% responsible for your own death. Like if you fly through your own team crowd and you die, that's your fault. Nobody shoved you into enemy crowd. You just flew right into it. That's your fault.
Yep.
That would be so nice. But the problem is you got people like, no, it's not going to be realistic. What do you mean? It's not realistic. What's not even nothing's realistic about this game. Every single asteroid in this game is like almost a perfect circle. And we're on a 2D plane with that is what's the word? Perpendicular? Yeah, perpendicular to the orbit of the planets. In the background. It's just there's nothing realistic about this game. And
The
yeah, it's just
world
like,
is a cylindrical universe.
and then they go ahead and say we just need to get moderators. It's like no, we don't need to get moderators. If it needs to be moderated, then it's just crap. And how do you even differentiate between somebody just lagging, having high ping, smacking you around, versus somebody actually sandbagging?
Right.
Because as someone who has actually sandbagged, and who actually played sandbagging, such that everyone was saying it was just some new player making accidental sandbags. Like, how do you determine the difference?
Right.
It's just such, yeah.
Pink's torping us.
An in-game chat like that needs to be moderated, unless you have like some really advanced system that can detect every single slur in existence.
Yeah.
And every single variation of it. Every single Unicode version of it. Ones with slashes, ones with numbers, ones with people using periods. You'd be surprised what people can come up with.
Oh, I know. As a leader of Inferno Squadron, I've seen quite a few attempts.
Yeah, you have to. It's just, I wouldn't be in favor of it. I think the little like chat icons is perfect because it's just quick and easy. Maybe like another row of chat icons.
Oh yeah, I love the new ones that have been implemented in like Arena mod and other mods. I think that's been a really good development for the community the past few years. Makes things fun and funny. The skill issue one, the bra one, is some of my favorites.
Yeah, funny emotes would be nice. At least
to
one.
break the
just
banter,
like,
but we're slightly behind. Nerd said, herbivore.
Yes, herbivore and Dynamon. Yeah, so it's just like a fun, unique way for the community to communicate in a better sense. I think that gives more options to noobs in place of a chat system. And I think, as an IO game, I think that's... I would agree with you there, Chicken Man, that a chat is not necessary. Should be implemented.
Yeah. So, right now, the entire plan because I remember you asking for the timeline.
Yeah.
And we ended up jumping on a different topic.
Yep.
The timeline is I'm gonna try to get all these mods done by the end of February, early March. I'm just gonna straight up submit it. Be like, oh, here you go. Here's the verdict. Megalodon will probably talk to him in person again, let him know what's going on. We also have a proposal to him for
Paul
a
said,
dual cycle,
"Hate to
which he
break the
said he
banter
thinks is a
again.
good idea.
We're under attack.
Dual modding cycle, so the mods will only be on from like an hour to 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah, I saw your
And there'll be
infographic.
2 cycles. Yeah,
Graphic.
2 cycles. One of them is the bigger mods, and the other one is more like mini game mods that require less players. And it will make it such that the mods will come on at least 3 times a day.
Sure.
So you could technically play the same mod once in breakfast, once during the afternoon, and once during the evening or nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Play your favorite mod every single day, pretty much. Unless
Yeah.
there's like those couple days where it's just like on the worst times possible. Which will probably be rare.
Yeah, so
That
I
would be nice.
to clarify, I guess, to the community too, when you mean by all these mods, Chicken Man, or Furto Man, I guess as he's currently called, is organizing a very large revamp of many mods in the game, as well as helping to support a bunch of new mods in existence. So, for example, Capture the Flag, if you've seen in one of our last videos, there's quite a lot of glitches with that. It's fairly laggy. The maps aren't really designed in a manner that's strategic often. Some maps are, but many of them prefer artwork over strategy. Rumble as well has issues. So those 2 are ones he's trying to revamp. I'm sure you can talk more about that in the future, Chicken Man. But specifically on the topic of new mods trying to be added to the community. Sorry, we're under attack here.
So
but
really,
yeah, just trying to get more mods into the space.
I think we should start off with an old mod, which is Tag Mode, and that was a mod that was made by BHP and played in the community a few times. Basically, there's 4 teams in survival. I think he said 3 now. You kill someone of the opposing team, they join your team when they respawn. Simple as that. Game ends when everyone's on one team. That mode was played a few times and it was kind of fun. But it just
Tix
really never
said,
went anywhere
Talking
afterwards.
through the bot. We are under attack.
And it was
We
just
need
until
to work
now
together,
that it
or
kind
we
of
might lose
this
a base component.
Star Wars Test Games event or organization motivated BHP
NVM.
to finish up
They
Tag Mode.
backed off.
And yeah, we'll be playing it actually right after this match.
Sweet. Hopefully I can get some footage of that. Another shout out. Well, I suppose I should say first before that, one of the unique things that I've been trying to do recently to help boost this progress along is creating customized, personalized trailers for each of the mods. So the first one is not an official mod, but it's a Nerd Rumble made by a very young nerd who's in this PC right now. Designed to be a fun.
H.
Yes, that guy. Designed to be a fun, kind of memey, a Rumble series. So that's just the first kind of test run of many that I hope to do for every mod that Chicken Man is currently working on, whether through just like specific development through his work or through other people that he's trying to coordinate.
Yeah. So speaking about Nerd, one of the mods that me and him have been working on. So it first started off with him making dinosaurs, and he made the dinosaur rumble. I was like, wow, this is a great idea. I made Star Wars Test Games, and he asked, how can I make this into a unique mod instead of just it being some sort of rumble mod? And it just randomly gave me an idea. What if, because he had the emotes herbivore and carnivore, and it gave me the idea of, oh wow, carnivores eat herbivores, herbivores eat plants. How about we make a kind of open world survival mode where you have to eat plants if you're an herbivore, and you have to kill dinosaurs to eat meat as a carnivore, and if you don't eat, you die. So right now that's in development. We're going to be testing that tomorrow after revamp version 3 game. Hopefully it goes well. There's been some issues with it. I think they're all resolved. I think it just really depends on the hoster and what their lag is.
Sure.
Which is a bit of a red flag at the moment. But hopefully it all goes well tomorrow. And yeah. You also asked about another mod, like other new mods.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's throw
Tick
someone
said,
else,
if you want
Star
some
Wars
nice
player
footage,
who was
sneak
trying
into
to
the
make his
purple
own version of
versus
Arena
yellow
mod before,
fight.
made a whole bunch of hosts, tried to come up with different abilities and all that. He eventually came up with a mod called Evolution Deathmatch, which is, I don't know if you have played it yet.
I have not actually.
We'll be playing it this Sunday if you are around for that. Basically, you all start off as like a normal ship. You're all the same ship, so Barracuda, for example. And if you die, you get to upgrade the ship. Mobility, shields, damage, or energy. And when you are fully upgraded, you move so fast and you dash so hard and you have so much shield, it is just chaos, and it's actually kind of fun. And the game ends when you have 10 points. So if you kill someone, you get a point. If you die, you lose a point.
Nice.
And it is very fun. Very good mod. And I want to see that in one. It's 100%.
What were you saying just now about?
I actually did play a match. It gets to the point where someone maxed is
Pardon?
unkillable by someone who has no upgrades.
Sorry, Pulse, what were you getting at there?
This
think
was
you cut
with
out.
H Mercury.
Yeah, moving on. What is another new mod that is in production? Well, we have the sauce revamp, Star Wars Asteroid War, which is a mod that kind of failed just because of issues with the asteroids and server lag and everything like that. And also just balancing, and really it just ended up becoming a glorified team mode. So Megalodon was telling me the biggest problem with the asteroids was if they make the asteroids, the moving asteroids, too strong, it will be okay for the T7s, but the low tiers just instantly die. So if they make it too weak, then the T7s can just eat the asteroids, no problem.
Sure.
And it also made the game like 4 hours long each, even if you have like a whole bunch of players. It was just a very slow, painful game. So I suggested to him to make Saw into a Rumble-like mode called Kill Confirm. So when a player dies, they drop a beacon, and if the opposing team picks up the beacon, they get a point on their team. If the teammate picks up the beacon, they deny the kill for the opposing team.
Interesting.
And it's a arena, empty arena, but there's a whole bunch of moving asteroids. So really, your map is always changing.
Nice. Yeah, it's a unique one. I have not yet had the privilege of playing that one.
Yeah, me neither, because right now it is not really ready yet. It's gonna be a lot of bug fixing and development to do to make that ready.
So what are your
mod?
sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say, to the average Star Blast noob.
This, Coastal 90 said. So what you're saying is like a CTB,
To the average Starbucks noob.
CTF kind mode.
To the average Star Blast player who probably maybe they're just getting into this game, or they've been here a little bit but they're not really active on Discord, what would be the best way to get this stuff into the game? Because I'm as both you and I know, this would be a huge improvement for the community and for the modding space
What would
as a
be
whole.
the best way to get this in the game would be to join the test games. The more testing, the more data I can get to improve these mods, and for data for mod developers too.
Mhm.
And when you more test games we do, the more we can find problems that may be present or imbalances among the ships.
Yep.
Because it's better to release a balanced mod than an imbalanced mod.
I understand that with
Speaking of
Capture the Flag.
Yeah, speaking about that, balancing. So, Nautic, U-Series, and Alien Intrusion, some original mods that have been there, but they have not been updated since their release, pretty much. Except for U-Series and
Go
except for a
finalizer.
little bit of Nautic, I think. Actually, they've been updated. It just has been a long time since they've been updated. And there's balancing issues present in those mods. So,
Usage.
I have 3 channels, and the goal is to just discuss what needs to be fixed in U-Series, Nautic, and Alien Intrusion. Let's start with U-Series. U-Series is simple. We need a base that's more robust, because these ships are just so dang strong.
Yeah, I've had way
So-
too many games end before tier 6.
Instead of trying to get guilds to add ability to edit the station health, why don't we just make the stations bigger so there's more modules to break?
Sure.
and also increase the station shield regeneration because we have
Tick
access
said,
to that.
for you series,
And another
there
thing too is
needs
just
to be
some
a more
small
clear
balancing
gap
changes
between
that people have
T4 and
discussed. Like
T5.
apparently the U interceptor, I think, at T3 is just complete garbage.
Yeah, you.
U afterburner is just pure troll.
Okay, yeah. So is what's that? The U Bruiser. That one needs to be buffed.
Interceptor is T4.
Yeah, it used to be strong and then now it's just bad. It was honestly my favorite ship model from the series.
It was fun. The problem is getting to it, because there's the what's that H-shaped ship that I forget. That's just horrible.
Yeah. Nautic, I think it's just a few ship changes, nothing much. That's a discussion for other players because I do not play that mode much myself. And then we have Alien Intrusion, which is a bit more complicated. Somebody said that the alien city is kind of a bad concept right now, just because the aliens are so dang strong. It's really difficult for new players or like new joiners to upgrade, or low tiers, or even just people who don't know what they're doing exactly.
Yeah, people who don't know what they're doing. If you're skilled, you can do it. That's one of me and Aerodonian's favorite modes. I would honestly, my best thing I would say for that game, as somebody who's played it a lot, especially when the Inferno Squadron was just starting, is to add more aliens into there.
So what I have, so somebody suggested to make like those asteroids around, make them drop gems, but such a small amount. It's just enough to upgrade your ship a tiny bit.
That could work.
Just for like, if you're joining late game, you can just get to T3, T4.
Sure. I would though. That's not a bad idea, but I would love to see some more of the alien invasion bosses in the actual main city.
Yeah,
if there'd be a way to upgrade those waves kind of system.
That was another suggestion, was to have more weaker aliens and then just one boss.
Oh no, while I understand that agreement as somebody who's played it a lot, the multiple bosses are what makes it fun. Like, it's harder for new players, but I think that's what keeps a lot of people going to it because it's one of the more played mods in my opinion. But I think I would maybe what I would change is just the scaling system for when the bigger bosses come. Like, I'd love to see higher scaling because the issue is right now once you hit like tier 6 and tier 7, there's no more scaling, and one tier 6 ship can take out one of those saucers in a 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't consider those yellow saucers to be bosses. They're more kind of just like mini bosses.
Right.
I was thinking like an actual boss, like the pink saucer.
Oh yeah, those don't spawn in Alien Intrusion.
I want those guys in there.
Oh,
And
one of those?
also,
Okay, yes. I would be fully on board if adding more aliens in there. I think be spacing out the wave. That would be something that I would be amazingly happy.
And also, the city, just having more space overall within the city, because it's very crammed and it's all common for your gems to just slide right under the buildings.
Yes, fully agreed.
Would there like smaller buildings, more space in the center?
Would there be any way to make it a little more custom or cool, maybe?
Probably won't focus on that unless somebody really wants to just... I mean, I was thinking of having like, instead of one big alien city, just have like a few randomly generate across the map.
Yeah, randomly generate could be cool.
Paul said, heads up. One
Like few
team
smaller
is
cities,
gone.
and each one has like a boss of their own. And then maybe like in the middle of a match, some big boss spawns out of nowhere. And you could also use aliens. I don't know if you remember in the early days of Star Blast when Teemo was a thing. When a team was too much ahead, a bunch of aliens would flood the station.
I did not know that. That's actually unique.
So something like that for alien intrusion, but not so powerful. Because when that was first introduced to team mode, you'd have 4-way cross teams or 3-way cross teams.
Yeah.
The alien team attacking the station, and then 2 other teams attacking the station. It was just kind of a mess. Or maybe spawn the aliens closer to the players.
Sure.
With that drops no gems, just
Yep.
so they have like a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I think I will give you like high remarks for when you put 2.0 out, the aliens in the middle now don't instantly respawn. It makes it a lot more profitable to go and actually farm them, unlike in the 1.0 release. So that was something that actually added a lot to the game.
Well, I updated the EXO 1, so it's kind of more farming aliens for that ship.
Sure.
I didn't edit anything with the aliens though. That's all hard code into the game. I don't have access to that.
Interesting. Well, something did change with that was not like how it used to be.
Probably just some of the weaker tier 4s were buffed. Same with the T5s.
Yeah, that might have been the actual buff ships. Made it easier. I'm not sure though.
Also, dang, every time I upgrade to T7, these dudes just come straight for me. Might be because I'm just talking and not focusing.
Yeah, same. No, I'm just sitting here back here healing, just talking with you. That's more important than winning the game.
Yeah. Another new mod is Mine Potato, which you have played before.
I have indeed.
That really is just Hot Potato and Star Blast. I'm gonna make some changes to it. And you'll probably see this Sunday, hopefully. Maybe I'll make some changes by Sunday, I'm not sure. I have a life, I have some things to do in real life, so.
Real life is always more important.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of other different new mods that are surfacing that you'll probably end up seeing in the future.
Sure.
And I'm hoping, I'm tasking with each of the mod makers to get their stuff done.
Stand out like